Welcome here with the full review of the Honor 6 Plus. Now you guys can see that we have a quite big smartphone in our hands in white. It's also available of course in other colors, and there's a few other boxes since I've been maybe collecting Honor smartphones, and this is one of the biggest ones by the company, 5.5 inches, full HD screen, but for the first time, not only for Honor but for a lot of other companies. You can see here a dual camera setup in the back, which means that there should be better picture quality at low light, because it's always shooting with two sensors, which means more light. Otherwise, you can see also the dual LED flash, and here in the back you can also see that we have the possibility to use two SIM cards or one SIM card and one microSD card, and depending on how we want to use it, since there's internally not too much space available, as you will see in a second when we go through the software. So again, here just the two little placeholders for the SIM card and the microSD slot, on and off switch, volume rocker, and the metal body here, or the metal casing. Otherwise we have on the back plastic, and on the front of course a glass screen with also protectors for the front and the back inside the box. You can see it right here. I didn't put them on, but these are inside the box when you will buy it, so you can protect yourself from scratches even a little bit better. On the bottom we have the micro USB and the microphone. On the other side we have here nothing, but on top we have here volume or a headset out, infrared, and a little tiny, it seems like an LED, but that should be another microphone for, of course, noise cancellation. And you can see here again the full nice metal solution for the body. Gestures not are installed, but there's not too many. Like you can see, double tap, for example, is not possible here with this one. What we have installed is here Android with the EMUI that you already know from Honor, the mother company of this brand new Honor company that tries to beat Xiaomi at their own game with a young and energetic marketing concept. But otherwise, let's just see here what we can see here when we turn on the phone. So we have on the front a 5 megapixel camera, on the back an 8 megapixel camera, but dual. As I said before, we have all kinds of Google apps installed. The only things that I installed was here a game and Antutu. In Antutu I can show you a little bit around here. First of all, the specs. So we have 4.4.2 right now running, the latest 925 Huawei processor with a quite good graphics chip. Also 8 megapixel camera, I told you that twice. 8 cores and full HD 5.5 inch screen, and front-facing camera actually also 8 megapixel, I'm sorry for that, full HD, and the battery level is at 70%, and we have 38 degrees right now inside the case, which is quite a lot, and it's asking us also sometimes if it's not too hot. And also Wi-Fi is working at 5 gigahertz also, so that's again a plus point, because for example the devices before didn't always have 5 gigahertz. In Antutu we got 43,000 points, which is a little bit even above the Samsung Galaxy S5 and somewhere around the M8, so the flagships from last year. So the €400 price point is alright, but I would still rather have this for $300, because there's also companies like Elephone with the P7000, also 5.5 inch device, which costs only $220, has more accessories in the box, and actually a little bit better specs if you ask me. So check out my review about this guy also. So again, here we have the brand new Honor 6 Plus with smooth, of course, everything that's on here. You can see that we have installed a few things that I could, for example, delete. It asks us if it's hot right now. It's a little bit warm in the back, so I say it's not hot, and we just keep on moving. Here actually, when we are already here, I can show you that the shortcuts are also customizable. There's quite a few shortcuts which can be handy. I for myself like, for example, the suspend button, but you also know that from the iPhone. And there's also a screenshot button, flashlight button, and so on and so on. So for example, with the suspend button, I will get here this little thingy where I can just do the back, home, and settings, and lock screen, but also here this little button which will help make the system a little bit faster. As you will see, closed 5 apps and freed 10 megabytes of space. So when I hit the last apps button now, only Enter 2 is running, since that was running before. And you can also see here on the bottom that we have 1.78 gigabytes of 3 gigs of RAM free. So 2 gigs of 3 gigs are free right now. If I want to get rid of the suspend button again, only thing I have to do is go here back to my shortcuts. Now to get to the settings, it was quite hard for me first to find, because there's no settings button here and there's no settings button here either. So what you have to do is just use the settings shortcut. Software-wise, you can see not that much interesting except for touch to pay, because there is of course NFC built in. And otherwise, it seems like it's standard Android, except for here the Touch Plus option, which can be also handy because you have a big phone. Or what you can also do is motion control, which would mean that, for example, with shaking the phone, you would rearrange the apps on the home screen. Or other things like picking up the phone when it's ringing would mean that we pick up the phone also right away, but it's also nothing new other companies haven't done yet. So this means it's a little bit dry here what we are showing you right now. So let's just go here, for example, to a browser like the Chrome browser. I already open up the Honor website where I can show you, for example, the keyboard here a little bit, which is a Honor keyboard where we can type by swiping. For example, it was a little bit long, but I could write, for example, Washington here for searching Washington, or something else like just Texas, retirees, retired, and then you can of course choose also from what you want and change the languages here on the bottom. But also typing is quite quick, so the processor is not slow at all. Even with, as you can see, animations, it works quite well. And also if you just have a website open like here with a lot of pictures, like with the Honor 4X right now that I checked out before, you can see everything is quite nice and smooth. Zooming is not working right now because it's responsive, but otherwise it seems to be fine for browsing. What we also want to do though is maybe YouTubing, so let's just look for the YouTube app here. Where I can log in now if I would want to, and then we can search, for example, some kind of music video, or we just check out some kind of Minion video. I just want to show you guys that full HD videos are of course no problem at all.
This is Dave. He really enjoys going to the movies. He's always considerate to his fellow movie
Which is not available in full HD. So that's not that interesting. Let's just check out the Big Bug Bunny. I like that because that was my test video for my netbooks in the early days, which is again only available in 720p. What the hell, people? Elephant Stream, that must be available in 1080. Nope, still not, because actually that one's also possible to download in full HD. Let's just check out some videos that other people shot, which are also all available, or only available in 720p, which is quite strange. Even The Verge shoots actually in full HD, but I guess the app doesn't allow more, which is quite strange here. But I guess I just need an update for that, and maybe it's also because we only have Android 4.4.2 running right now. But still, everything was working quite fine, as you were able to see. So let's just going on here with, yeah, we showed you that. I want to touch actually here again. Opening up for the first time, let's see how the 3 gigs of RAM do with the full HD screen on 5.5 inches in this 400 euro smartphone. So let's open it. What happened? Why did it close? Let's check out the sound, which is coming out actually here. Sounds nice and loud. Just skip here the things. There's also some settings here that you can adjust separately, like for example for alarm, for call view volume, and of course media volume right now. While this is loading, I can also show you guys the Apple iPhone 6 Plus in a short comparison, which is also 5.5 inches, but again a lot bigger. But here we have 3500 milliamp battery, so it's a little bit thicker, as you can see here, and it seems a little bit plasticky and cheap. And actually, it also feels not that high-end, even though we have metal and here a little bit of glass in the background. But for some reason, it just doesn't feel like a 400 euro device. So I have to update something here before we can play. After we played, I will also show you the camera a little bit and also do a little bit more comparison, for example, with the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, which is of course a little bit smaller, but also with my LG G4, which has also 5.5 inches. Now again, what I find a little bit sad is that the Android buttons are not actually outside of the case on the screen. They use quite a lot of space. So what I will do now is open up my Relic Run again. Where is it? Right there. Just go back here, back. Here we go. So let's see what that Honor or Huawei processor does. So it seems to getting a little bit smoother, but still it's kind of slow, what I would definitely say. Don't expect a 400 euro smartphone to be slow when a 200, like the Elephone, is running smoothly. And we have almost no apps open right now, as you were able to see before, because I closed them all. But at least the sound is good and dramatic. For anybody who doesn't know the game, it's for free and it's kind of like Temple Run, just, I think, better. It's getting a little bit more exciting in just a second here. Oops, I should have run on the wall. So let's just do that again. Can't resurrect Lara because I don't have any thing for that yet, but at least the second time it will be a little bit more exciting here, and I still want to show you that just to see if it's just slow in the beginning the game, or when the RAM is a little bit more full it gets better. And I already ran into a wall, quite good here. So let's continue. Alright, so I think that was enough of gaming. Let's try those cameras. Here we go. Please don't judge me on my gaming skills. So the camera started quite quickly, and actually what you can also do is by double pressing the volume button you can also directly shoot a picture, like you have been able to do it with Huawei for a few years now. So double pressing means it vibrates a little bit, it turns on, and then it should shoot a picture. But for some reason, yeah, the first time it didn't. Let's do it again, and dim, and picture. 1.7 seconds from pressing till picture, which is alright. So again here, quality is okay, but the wide angle could be a little bit better. The box is almost not fitting here in the screen. Actually, if you're asking yourself what's inside, what was inside, just a charging cable, charger, and some pamphlets to read, and as I mentioned already, here the protecting display covers. You could also say wide aperture, which we can also, here you can see, change, which is really awesome for low light. Let's just go back here to photo. Now one thing that's quite interesting is if you go to video, you can only shoot, of course, full HD videos. You can see that it gets even closer. If I get a little bit further away, when I will hit the record button, it will get even more close. So that's actually quite bad, the wide angle on video. You have to stand really far away to shoot decent videos. Like for example, as you will see in a second, when I will just, for some reason, it went into the recorder, and when I will just go through, not themes, but gallery. So I tried to shoot a selfie, for example. With the beauty feature, you can see that my face is a little bit softer. Then here from the table, I shot a picture of all the gadgets lying around on the table. Not the best quality if you get a little bit closer, but from far away it looks decent. And then I shot a video in full HD, as I mentioned. Whatever. Where the focus was also quite slow, as you will see in a second when I turn around the camera and I don't press on the screen. I'm a little bit sharp, but once I turn it around again, the most things in the picture are usually not that sharp, and you have to press the screen to get it to be sharp, which is a little bit sad for me, and especially the wide angle is bothering me because it should be a little bit better, even though we have two cameras installed. So let's go back to the camera and show you guys the front and a little bit the settings. So here 8 megapixel on the front means you can really see all the details here of my hair, of my beard, and even of my camera here. If I would focus on that, focus doesn't seem to work here since there doesn't seem to be an autofocus. Or actually, it's taking a picture once I press anything here. And what you can also do is watermark, audio note, and in settings you can change it from being 6 megapixel to being 8 megapixel. For example, you can save to SD card or to directly in the phone. Then you have a timer. You can change some stuff like double snapshot, what was the thing that I showed you with the double pressing the button. And if you turn around the camera, of course, you have a little bit more settings, since the back camera has just more settings like best photo, beauty, HDR, super night, or of course here up to 30 megapixels. And then on the bottom, again, a little bit more features. So this was actually already it from the Huawei Honor 6 Plus, or just Honor 6 Plus. Compared to the LG G4, we have almost the same size for 5.5 inches, which is really nice here by Honor, but again, huge battery, that's why it's just a little bit thicker. And compared to the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, it's almost, it's actually of course a lot taller, but we have only 5.1 inches versus 5.5, so that's the reason. Thank you much for tuning in, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs, and until next time, peace and again.